Who's ready for some NBA tonight? And can you feel the vice? That's right, the Miami Heat are back at home as they host the Los Angeles Lakers in what should be a thrilling Thursday night game of hoops. I'm Deron Butler, welcoming you to another edition of Heat Zone, courtesy of Kindle Sports Network. The Miami Heat have dropped 2 games in a row against both the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Hornets, bringing them back into the play-in spot once again. But every game is important down the stretch for the Miami Heat, and they are within striking distance of not only 6th place in the Eastern Conference, but a possibility to take 5th place as well. For the Miami Heat, they're going to have to bring their A game against this Los Angeles Lakers team. And they'll probably need Bam Adebayo as well as Tyler Hero to come through for them. If you look at the game from 2 nights ago against Charlotte, the Heat didn't even bother to bring their A game. They didn't even bother to play as well as they did during that 7-game streak they had. I mean, of course, the Heat lost by 30 points against Charlotte. So hopefully the Heat will get it together. And here are my 3 keys for tonight's game. Key number 1, get aggressive on defense. If you're going up against the Lakers, just know that not just LeBron, but Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are walking buckets. The urgency for aggressiveness on defense needs to happen for Miami. Key number 2, attack the rim and attack the paint. Going back to key number 1, Miami will need to rough it up on defense, as well attack mercilessly on offense. So if you look at it, the Heat will need to find a way to get to the paint and attack at all costs, even if it means the occasional 3-point shot, as well as reaching the free throw line. And the third key is to play in transition. Whether you have to use a pick and roll or fast break opportunities, Miami needs to get some energy going, and they can't just rely on missed opportunities from the Lakers. They need to get out there and play with aggression. So we will have opening tip-off coming soon, and I'll cover the game as usual. And we are back. Here's a look at our starting lineups. Starting with the Miami Heat, we have Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Simone Fontecchio, Pelle Larsson, and Bam Adebayo. And for the Lakers, we have Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. Both teams look ready for tonight's game, LeBron especially. LeBron James will tie with Robert Parrish for most games played in NBA history tonight. 1,611 games played. That's a lot of games played. So this should be another historical yet high-scoring game for both teams. LeBron James, of course, he took his talents to South Beach, won 2 championships with Miami, learned how to win, and of course the rest was history. But we can't dwell on the past. We look forward to tonight's game, which should happen in a few moments. So I'll be back again to cover the action. And we are back, ready to begin tonight's game. The Heat and the Lakers are ready to get this thing going. The players are already warming up. We already had the player introductions. Both teams appear to be locked in for what should be a high-scoring game. All right, just waiting for opening tip-off. There we see Luka Doncic. In the last 7 games, he averaged 38 points per game, 40% from three-point land, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. Not bad for the Slovenian Laker. And there you see LeBron James next to him. All right, we're ready to begin tip-off. All right, Miami wins the tip, and we have ourselves some action. All right, Davion Mitchell brings it up. Gives it to Pelle Larsson. Larsson guarded by LeBron. Larsson gives it to Bam. Bam guarded by DeAndre Ayton. Bam looking to drive in. Fades away, and he gets fouled. So Bam will go to the line for 2 free throws. And there you see JJ Redick, former NBA player and 3-point ace. So far he's been coaching the Lakers to a very successful season. Bam knocks down the first free throw. And of course, there's Erik Spoelstra. 18 season as a head coach. 825 wins, 17th all time, and still counting. And Bam knocks down both free throws. So Miami are on the board first. All right, here comes Austin Reaves. Reaves guarded by Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron to Marcus Smart. DeAndre Ayton loses the ball, and here comes Bam. Bam gives it to Simone Fontecchio. Kicks it out to Tyler Hero. Hero to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell for 3. And he knocks it in. Good night, off night. Davion Mitchell, 3 from Miami. The Heat are up by 5. All right, here comes Marcus Smart. Gives it to Luka. Luka for 3. Luka misses it. Rebound goes to Miami. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell to Bam. Bam thought about driving in. Fades away. Misses that one. Rebound goes to DeAndre Ayton. Gives it to Luka Doncic. Luka guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka now picked up by Tyler Hero. Back to Larsson. Nearly thrown away. Gives it to Austin Reaves. Reaves, the fadeaway, misses that one. Another rebound goes to Miami. Here comes Pelle Larsson. Larsson gives it to Tyler Hero. Hero driving into the lane. And Hero misses the layup. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Here comes Austin Reaves. Reaves gives it to Marcus Smart for 3. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Simone Fontecchio. Fontecchio gives it to Pelle Larsson. Larsson drives into the lane. Gets fouled. Well, that should have been a foul, but it's 2 points for Miami. The Heat are up by 7. Here comes Doncic. Luka goes for 3. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Miami. And here comes the Heat in a fast break. Bam. Out to Simone Fontecchio. And that's a layup. And the Heat now on a 9-0 run. All right, here comes Marcus Smart. Smart drives in, gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, Marcus Smart knocks down the first free throw to get the Lakers on the board. Unfortunately, we might have some technical difficulties on our end. And Marcus Smart knocks down the second free throw. Excuse me. Looks like we're back on. So right now the Heat are maintaining their lead so far in this one. So far, both teams have been scoring. Right now, Miami has the ball, swinging it around. Right now, the Heat are leading 12-4 in this one. Bam now has the ball. Sorry. Now it's 14-6. Miami has the ball still. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero missing that one. Rims out to Luka. All right, Luka Doncic has it. Guarded by Bam. All right, Luka with the fadeaway. He misses it. Rebound goes to DeAndre Ayton. And Ayton gets a putback. The Lakers trail by 6 in this one. Here comes Pelle Larsson driving in. And I think that was Bam who got the basket. I'm pretty sure either it was a Pelle Larsson basket or Bam with the putback. And here's Luka for 3, and he knocks it down. And the Lakers trail by 5. That's going to be a foul. And Tyler Hero will go to the line for 2 free throws. And there's Bam for the corner 3, and he knocks it down. All right, so the Heat go up by 8. Pelle Larsson almost come up with that steal over Luka. There's a 3 on the way, and Luka knocks it down. And the Lakers are within 5. And here comes Davion Mitchell driving into the lane, and he gets the layup, going coast to coast. And the Heat are up by 7. Here comes LeBron. Gives it to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves getting that uncontested layup. And Austin Reeves may have hurt himself, clutching his ribs. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell gives it to Bam. Bam gives it to Pelle Larsson. Bam will go to the line for 2 free throws. But we have ourselves a Heat timeout. So far in this one, Miami is showing a lot of aggression as they lead 21-16. And we are back. Score is 21-16. Miami has the lead right now. The Lakers still trying to chip away at the Heat's lead, but so far this has been all Miami with their aggressiveness so far. Luka Doncic finding his three-point shot as they're missing a few. But right now we have Bam Adebayo going to the line for 2 free throws. Bam knocks down the first free throw. And Bam knocks down both free throws. So it's now a 7-point game. All right, here comes Austin Reeves. Reeves guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Luka. Luka guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka fades away, gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul is on Pelle Larsson. Luka Doncic in his last 5 games against Miami, and he's averaged 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, a near triple-double. Luka knocks down the first free throw. Right now, Norman Powell's in the game for Miami. And Luka knocks down his second free throw. So now the Lakers trail by 5. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Drives in, gets the layup. And the Heat are back up by 7. Here come the Lakers. Luka now has the ball. Jackson Hayes missing the alley-oop, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Doncic thought about going for that alley-oop with Jackson Hayes, but got broken up by Bam. Sorry, the Lakers will have it side out instead. No free throws. And there's another miss for the Lakers. Here come the Heat. Bam spots up jumper, and he knocks it down. And there's one in return from the Lakers. Jackson Hayes gets that uncontested dunk. The lead still remains at 7. Bam goes for 3, misses it. Rebound goes to Miami. Almost a turnover. Simone Fontecchio for 3, misses it. Here comes Luka Doncic. Doncic kicks it out to Rui Hachimura for 3. And that was a miss. Here comes the Heat again. Davion Mitchell gives it to Norman Powell. He gets fouled, and that's the basket. That should be an and one opportunity for Norman Powell. That should be an and one opportunity right there. Nope. Okay, they're saying the basket doesn't count, and it will be side out for Miami instead. Foul came before the basket. All right, here comes Norman Powell again. Powell drive in, fades away, misses the basket. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Here comes Luka Doncic. Doncic guarded by Drew Smith. Gives it to Jackson Hayes, and he gets fouled by Simone Fontecchio. All right, Jackson Hayes goes to the line for 2 free throws. He knocks down the first. And he makes both free throws. So the Lakers now trail by 5. Here comes Tyler Hero. And he knocks down the basket, was looking for the foul, but doesn't get it. The Heat go up by 7. Here comes Luka Doncic. Doncic, guarded by Kel'el Ware. Kicks it out to Rui Hachimura for 3. And Ichi-Ni-San. Rui Hachimura knocks down that 3. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. Right now, the Heat maintaining their lead over the Lakers. It looks like Luka Doncic he's limping, he's hurt, and he appears to be in a lot of pain right now. So the the Heat have a 33-26 lead, and we will be right back. And we are back. Score is now 38-29. Sorry. Excuse me, 33-27. Luka Doncic at the line for the Lakers. And Luka he misses that free throw. Okay, here comes Drew Smith. Drives in, kicks it out to Kasparas Jakajunas for three. And Kasparas, the friendly ghost Jakajunas, knocks down that three. Miami now leads by 9. All right, here comes Luka. Gives it to LeBron. LeBron finds Hachimura, and he knocks down the basket. Right now, the Lakers are trailing by 7 in this game. All right, here come the Heat. Norman Powell, guarded by Hachimura. Gives it to Drew Smith. Fontecchio for the corner three. Rims off. Rebound goes to Kel'el Ware for the emphatic dunk. And now Miami leads 38-29. All right, here comes Luka. Gives it to LeBron. LeBron drives in. Kicks it out to Luka. Luka, guarded by Kasparas Jakajunas. Gives it to LeBron. To Hachimura. Hachimura knocks it down. He misses it. Rebound goes to Kel'el Ware, and here come the Heat. Simone Fontecchio loses the ball, throws it away, and here come the Lakers on a fast break. Hachimura falls down, and he goes out of bounds. It will be Heat ball. Rui Hachimura, the Japanese-born player from Gonzaga. I think this is his second season with the Lakers. And here comes Miami now with the basket. Kasparas Jakajunas gives it to Norman Powell. Powell is guarded by Hachimura. Kasparas Jakajunas has the ball, kicks it out back to Norman Powell. Powell drives in. Kel'el Ware for the dunk. And now the Heat go up by 11. Miami so far dominating the paint with 24 points to LA's 12. And there's Luka for a long three, and he misses it. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Corner three on the way. That one rims off. And here come the Heat again. Alley-oop to Kel'el Ware. And the Lakers might need another timeout as the Heat lead 42-29. All right, here comes Hachimura, guarded by Bam. Gives it to LeBron. LeBron guarded by Kasparas Jakajunas. Here comes LeBron, drives in, gives it to Jackson Hayes, but that one's going to go out of bounds. All right, here comes Miami. Drew Smith has the ball. All right, Drew Smith guarded by Doncic. Drew Smith misses the basket. Rebound goes to Jackson Hayes. And that's going to end the first quarter. The Miami Heat came out with a lot of aggression and attacked the paint on both ends of the floor against the Lakers team that's trying to get another win on their belt. So at the end of the first quarter, the score is 42-29 Miami. And we are back, ready to begin the second quarter. The Heat lead 42-29. And there's a steal from Kasper Ziakajunic to Drew Smith, and the basket is good. The Heat now go up 44-29. All right, here comes Marcus Smart. Smart kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron with the fadeaway, and he knocks it down. LeBron getting another basket. And here comes Drew Smith. Gives it to Kasper Ziakajunic. Out to Norman Powell. Powell with spin. Drives into the lane. And Norman Powell knocks it down. Miami have a 15-point lead in this game. All right, here comes LeBron, guarded by Kasper Ziakajunic. Gives it to Austin Reeves. Reeves to LeBron. LeBron gets the basket, and he will go to the line for the and one. Nicely done from LeBron James. All right, LeBron will go to the line for the and one opportunity. And LeBron knocks down the and one. All right, here comes Bam. Bam gives the ball to Norman Powell. Back to Bam. Bam guarded by DeAndre Ayton. This should be an easy matchup for Bam. Here comes Bam. Misses the basket. Rebound goes to the Lakers. LeBron kicks it out to Austin Reeves. Reeves guarded by Bam. Reeves loses the ball and it goes out of bounds. Heat ball. All right, here comes Miami. Drew Smith guarded by Austin Reeves. Bam now has it, guarded by DeAndre Ayton. Bam drives in, loses the ball, but is recovered by Kasper Ziakajunic. Gives it to Norman Powell. Powell for three. Rims off. Rebound goes to Miami again. Here comes Drew Smith. Gives it to Kel'el Ware. And Kel'el Ware gets the basket. All right, here comes Austin Reeves. Reeves picked up by Drew Smith. DeAndre Ayton setting the pick. Here comes Austin Reeves. Looking for a three. Gives it to LeBron. Here come the Lakers for three. And they get the basket. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lakers. Jake LaRavia with that three ball for LA. All right, here comes Bam. Gives the ball to Norman Powell. Powell drives in with the reverse layup, and it's good. And the Miami Heat have a 13-point lead in this game. All right, here comes Austin Reeves. Reeves drives into the lane. Finds Marcus Smart. Smart guarded by Bam. Marcus Smart drives into the lane. Gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam arguing with the referee about that call. But regardless, that was a foul still. Marcus Smart in his last 10 games had 9.7 points and shooting 40% from three-point land. Marcus Smart knocks down the first free throw. And he goes 1 of 2 from the line. All right, here comes Miami. Drew Smith drives into the lane. Kicks it out to Kasparas Jakajunas. Jakajunas sets it up for a three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to LeBron. LeBron brings it up to the floor. Spins. Kicks it out, but it's broken up by the Heat. And this one's last touched by the Lakers, so it'll be Heat ball. All right, here comes Drew Smith. So far in this game, the Lakers have 6 turnovers to Miami's 1. All right, here come the Lakers with that rebound. Marcus Smart guarded by Kasparas Jakajunas. And Marcus Smart will get fouled. So far in this game, Miami has been doing a good job limiting the turnovers while also punishing the Lakers in the paint. Pelle Larsson re-enters the game for Miami as Kelly will take a seat. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Heat, so it'll be Lakers ball. Right, DeAndre Ayton has the ball. Gives it to LeBron. LeBron guarded by Pelle Larsson. LeBron with the fadeaway. And he knocks it down. So right now, the Lakers trailing by 10 in this game. All right, here comes Drew Smith. Drew Smith gives it to Bam. Bam driving in. Gets tangled up, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. I think that foul is going to be on, I would say LeBron James. Yeah, that foul is going to be on LeBron. All right, Bam goes to the line for 2 free throws. Bam misses the first free throw. So it's like, and Bam goes 1 of 2 from the line. And the Miami Heat lead goes up to 11. All right, here comes LeBron. Guarded by Pelle Larsson. Kicks it out to Jake LaRavia. Out to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves gets fouled, and he will go to the line for some free throws. All right, Austin Reeves misses the first free throw. And judging from the looks of that replay, it looked like Kasparas Jakajunas fouled Austin Reeves while he was going for a 3. Austin Reeves makes the second free throw. And Austin Reeves goes 2 of 3 from the line. All right, here comes Bam. Bam guarded by Ayton. Kicks it out to Norman Powell. To Pelle Larsson. Larsson with the spin. Goes to the basket. Misses. Rebound goes to the Lakers. All right, here comes LeBron. Finds DeAndre Ayton. Ayton misses the hook. Rebound goes to Miami. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Driving into the lane. And he knocks down the basket. And the Heat go up by 11. All right, here comes LeBron. Guarded by Pelle Larsson. LeBron now kicks it out to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves with a fadeaway three. Misses. Rebound. Rebound goes to Miami. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero almost got tangled up. Loses the ball, and here come the Lakers. Hold on for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And we have ourselves a timeout. The Heat lead 53-42. And we are back. Score is 53-42. Miami has the lead so far. And the Heat have been dominating the paint with 36 points to LA's 14. So far in this game, Miami has done a good job of dominating on both ends of the floor when it comes to the paint. Let's see if the Heat can keep that up going. Let's see if the Heat can keep that going for much of the game. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it out to Bam. Bam finds Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero for three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Bam. Bam dominating in the paint with a dunk, and that brings the Heat up to 13. And here comes Luka, guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka finds LeBron. LeBron guarded by Norman Powell. Kicks it out to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves almost loses the ball. Austin Reeves with the floater. LeBron with the rebound. Drives in and gets the basket. And the Lakers are within 11. All right, here comes Tyler Hero. Gives it to Bam. Bam finds Tyler Hero. He gets fouled, and the basket should be good. That foul is on Rui Hachimura. All right, LeBron comes out of the game for the Lakers. I'm sorry. All right, Miami will have it side out instead. Here comes Paolo Larson. Tyler Hero drives in, misses the basket. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Here comes Luka. Luka drives in and gets the layup. And that brings the Lakers within 9. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell kicks it out to Tyler Hero. Out to Paolo Larson. Larson misses that one, and I think we have a foul on the Lakers. Not sure who's going to be going to the line. Might be Paolo Larson. All right, so it will be Paolo Larson going to the line for 2 free throws. All right, Paolo Larson knocks down the first free throw. And Paolo Larson knocks down both free throws. All right, here come the Lakers. Rui Hachimura brings up to the floor. Kicks it out to Jackson Hayes. Out to Luka Doncic for 3. And Luka knocks it down. And that brings the Lakers within 8. And there's another steal for the Lakers. Nope, turnover by Miami. Here comes Ooh, nasty block by Jackson Hayes. Interrupting that would be alley-oop to Kel'el Ware. So far, the action has been intense, and Miami has brought the intensity. All right, here comes Paolo Larson. Larson drives in and gets the layup. All right, the Heat lead by 10 in this one. Here comes Luka. All right, the Lakers so far have 18 points in the paint to Miami's 40. And that's going to be a goaltend on Miami. 2 points awarded to Jake LaRavia. Kel'el Ware got there a little too late for the block. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to Tyler Hero for the corner 3. That one rims off, and rebound goes to Rui Hachimura. Hachimura now. Gives it to Jackson Hayes. Hayes to Luka. Luka finds Hachimura. Hachimura gets the basket under duress as the Lakers now trail by 6. Here comes Paolo Larson. There's a 3 on the way. And Tyler Superhero with a 3 for Miami. All right, here comes Luka Doncic. Luka guarded by Davion Mitchell. Loses the ball, but it will go out of bounds on Miami. And we have ourselves a timeout. The Heat lead 62-53. And we are back. Scores 62-53. Miami has the lead. Austin Reeves now has the ball. Kicks it out to Luka. Luka drives in. And he knocks down the floater. So right now the Lakers are within 7. Here comes Bam. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Hero finds Norman Powell. Kicks it out to Bam. Bam out to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero drives into the lane. Pelle Larsson couldn't get a hold of it, so it will be Lakers ball. All right, here comes Luka Doncic. Luka is guarded by Davion Mitchell. And that ball goes sailing out of bounds, so it'll be Heat ball. So far in this one, the Lakers have had 8 turnovers to Miami's 3. All right, here comes Bam. Bam missing the basket. Rebound goes to Luka Doncic. Luka thought about going for the step back 3. Kicks it out to Austin Reeves. Here comes Austin Reeves. Drives in. Gets the layup under the rest, and that brings the Lakers within 5. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Mitchell gives it to Hero. Hero thought he was fouled, but he misses the basket anyways. Here comes Jake LaRavia. Gives it to Jackson Hayes. Hayes to Luka. Luka for 3. That one rims off. Rebound goes to Miami. Here comes Tyler Hero. Hero finds Norman Powell. Back to Hero. Back to Powell. Bam, corner three. And bam, bam, Adebayo knocks down that corner three, and that puts it into a Lakers run. All right, here comes Luka Doncic. Luka drives into the lane and gets the basket under the rest. Right now, here comes Bam. 13 seconds remaining. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero drives in. Misses the layup, and that's going to do it to end the first half. At the end of the second quarter, score 65-59 Miami. So, in the first quarter, Miami was dominating. They were pulling ahead. They had a lot of points in the paint. They were also attacking on defense. And the offense looked like it was free-flowing. But by the second quarter, things took a sharp turn for the worse. The Lakers went on a run, led by Luka and Jackson Hayes and Austin Reeves. But now and then, Miami had some key baskets from Davion Mitchell, Bam, and even Tyler Hero. As in terms of the first half, Miami won the first quarter, but the Lakers won the second quarter. But overall, the Heat maintained their lead that was once 13 and 14. Now it's dwindled down to 6. So for the Heat, I will need them to not only pick up the intensity on defense, but also fight for the rebounds, as well as continuing to get baskets in the paint. So right now it's halftime, and I will open the floor for questions and comments. If you have any questions or comments regarding the last stretch of the NBA season, or if you want to talk about NBA expansion voting, hopefully we get to see the return of the Seattle Supersonics as well as the debut of a Las Vegas team coming soon. Feel free to drop a comment and I'll respond to you right away. So right now it's halftime. Its score is 65-59, and the Heat have the lead. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the long delay. The Lakers lead 79-76. So far right now, the Lakers have caught up. LeBron James, 7 for 7 from the field, knocking down 15 points. So far, it has been all Luka and LeBron as the Lakers lead 79-76. And we are back. Score is 79-76. The Lakers have the lead, and it has been all Luka and LeBron so far in this third quarter. Luka has been hitting it from long range, even with Bam Adebayo guarding him. Somehow Luka has found his shooting touch in this game. And Luka Doncic so far has made 229 three-pointers so far this season. Luka right now, he has 32 points in the game. Last night, he had 40 points. All right, Bam goes to the line from Miami. Bam misses the first free throw. And Bam goes 1 of 2 from the line. So right now it's a two-point game. Here comes Marcus Smart, guarded by Davion Mitchell. Kicks it out to Luka. Luka's had the hot hand so far. Here comes Marcus Smart. Kicks it out to LeBron. Out to Austin Reeves for the corner three. And Austin Reeves knocks it down. Right now the Lakers lead by 5. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Miami loses the ball, and LA recovers it. LeBron kicks it out to DeAndre Ayton getting that basket. And it appears Luka Doncic may have hurt his back, his lower back. He's clutching his lower back right now. He is in a lot of pain. Let's see what happened here. Bam landed right on top of Luka. And I think Bam may have hit his head on Luka. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell for three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to the Lakers. All right, here comes Luka, guarded by Pelle Larsson. The Heat with the double team. LeBron almost loses the ball, swings the ball around. There's a corner three on the way, and that one's going to be a foul on the Heat. Marcus Smart will go to the line for 3 free throws. All right, Marcus Smart now at the line for 3 free throws. Marcus Smart knocks down the first free throw. Marcus Smart knocks down the second free throw. And Marcus Smart knocks down all 3 free throws. So the Lakers now lead by 10. All right, here comes Davion Mitchell. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Back out to Davion. Norman Powell missing that three-pointer. All right, and here comes the Lakers. Luka guarded by Norman Powell. And Luka draws the foul. There you see Luka Doncic baiting Norman Powell into that foul. So Luka will go back to the line for 2 free throws. Luka knocks down the first free throw. Luka knocks down the second. And Luka knocks down all 3 free throws. So right now the Lakers lead by 13. Luka Doncic is leading the way with 35 points. And that's going to be a traveling violation on Miami. So it'll be Lakers ball again. I'm sorry, it should be either a traveling violation or an offensive foul on the Heat. All right, here comes Marcus Smart. Gives it to Austin Reeves. Reeves kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron finds Luka. Luka, corner three, rims off, and here comes the Heat. Here comes Norman Powell. Drives into the lane. Guarded by Doncic. Finds Davion Mitchell. Pelle Larsson finding Norman Powell for the three. And that one rims off. Miami's offense has gone cold in this quarter. Here comes Austin Reeves. LeBron setting the screen. LeBron gets the ball. Guarded by Pelle Larsson. And that's going to be Yep, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Pel. I'm sorry, an offensive foul on LeBron. So it'll be Heat ball. LeBron getting way too aggressive with Pelle Larsson, whacking him across the back of his head with his elbow. So far, the Lakers have been on an 11-0 run. Here comes Tyler Hero. Finds Kel'el Ware for the corner three. That one rims off. And here come the Lakers again. They find LeBron. LeBron gives it to Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart turns the ball over, and here come the Heat. Norman Powell drives in for the layup, and that ends the Lakers' 11-0 run. All right, here comes Luka. Luka finds LeBron. Alley-oop to Jackson Hayes. Nicely done. Solid play for the Lakers as they go up 92-79. All right, here comes Tyler Hero. Step back three. Knocks it down. And that brings the Heat within 10. The Heat will need more of this. The Heat will need more of this offense going forward in this game. All right, here comes Luka Doncic. Kicks it out to LeBron. Back to Luka. Luka, pump fake, drives into the lane. Luka with the basket, misses it. And here come the Heat again. Tyler Hero. Thought about going for the three. Kicks it out to Davion Mitchell. Davion finds Pelle Larsson for three. That one rims off. Rebound goes to the Lakers. Here comes LeBron. And that's going to lead to a timeout by the Lakers. A nice solid play from the Lakers, giving Jackson Hayes that go-ahead alley-oop. Right now, the Lakers lead 92-82. And we are back. Score is sorry. And we are back. Score is 82-92. The Lakers have the lead. And Luka again for the Lakers getting that layup. All right, here comes Drew Smith. Gives the ball to Pelle Larsson. Larsson drives in, kicks it out to Kelly Ware. And Kelly Ware gets the kind roll in the basket. All right, here comes Luka, guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka kicks it out to Marcus Smart. Smart backs to Luka. 6 on the shot clock. Luka thought about going for the three. That's a kickball violation. Kickball violation. I think that's going to be on the Heat. All right. Here comes Luka again. Jackson Hayes setting the screen. Jackson Hayes guarded by Kelly Ware. Misses the basket. Rebound goes to Miami. Here comes Norman Powell. Powell guarded by Hachimura. Powell gives it to Yakajunas, to Drew Smith, to Larsson. Larsson loses the ball, and here come the Lakers. Hachimura kicks it out to Doncic. And that's going to be another kickball violation on Miami. All right, here comes Luka. And he just knocks down a three just for the heck of it. And the Lakers lead by 13. Luka already with 40 points in this game. And there's Miami responding with a layup from Kasparas Yakajunas. All right, here comes the Lakers. Hachimura caught in the paint. Blocked by Kelly Ware. Here come the Heat. Norman Powell gets fouled, and he should go to the line for 3 free throws. So far, the Miami Heat needs a jolt on offense. Sorry, Miami will have it side out instead. All right, here comes Pelle Larsson. Finds Norman Powell. Powell drives in. Kicks it out to Yakajunas for 3. That one rims off. Rebound by Kelly Ware, and he gets the basket. Right now, the Heat are trailing by 9 in this one. Sorry, the Heat are trailing 97-88 in this game. All right, here comes Doncic. Luka goes for the 3. Rims off. Rebound goes to Miami. And that's going to end the third quarter. It's been all Luka and LeBron in South Beach as the Lakers lead 97-88. We'll be back for more Heat action in the fourth quarter. And we are back, ready to begin the fourth quarter. The Lakers lead 97-88. Here comes Norman Powell. Powell kicks it out to Jakob. Norman Powell for three. Go, Norman Powell Ranger. He knocks down the three to begin the fourth quarter for Miami as the Heat trail by 6. Here comes Austin Reaves. Reaves guarded by Drew Smith. Here comes LeBron. Kicks it out. All right, gives it to Jake LaRavia. Comes up short, and that's going right back to Miami. All right, here comes Norman Powell. Powell gets his shot blocked, but he recovers. Here comes Drew Smith. Misses and everything. And here comes the Lakers again. LeBron loses the ball. Thought he was fouled. And here comes the Heat again. Here comes Norman Powell. Finds Kelly Ware underneath the basket. Rims off. Here comes the Lakers. Jackson Hayes has the ball. Kicks it out to Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves. And I think that's going to be... I think that's going to be a foul on Kasper Jakob. Here comes LeBron again. He thought he got fouled by Norman Powell. So Austin Reaves will go to the line for 2 free throws. He knocks down the first. And he goes 1 of 2 from the line. All right, here comes Miami. Kasper Jakob pushing it in a hurry. And Jakob will go to the line for 2 free throws. I'm sorry. Okay. Miami will have it side out instead. Apologies. All right, here comes Norman Powell. Powell finds Bam. Bam is double teamed. Bam kicks it out to Jakob. Jakob out to Kelly Ware for the emphatic dunk. And the Heat are within 5 right now. That large lead the Lakers once had now dwindled down to 5. Miami still dominating in the paint with 56 points to the Lakers 40. All right, here comes Austin Reaves. Reaves gives it to LeBron. LeBron back to Reaves. Reaves gets fouled, and the basket counts. So Austin Reaves will go to the line for the and 1. Austin Reaves misses the and 1, and here comes Bam. Bam gives it to Drew Smith, to Norman Powell. Norman Powell drives in, kicks it out to Kelly Ware for the corner 3. And that one rims off. And that's going to be a foul on the Lakers away from the basket. That one's going to be on, I think that's Jake LaRavia. All right, so the Heat will have it side out. All right, here comes the Heat. Norman Powell has the ball. Bam sets the pick. Norman Powell for 3. That one rims off, and I think we have ourselves a foul. This one's going to be on the Lakers. Norman Powell will go to the line for 3 free throws. This one's going to be on Marcus Smart, I believe. Norman Powell knocks down the first free throw. Norman Powell knocks down the second, and the Heat are within 5. This next free throw should bring them within 4. And Norman Powell sinks all 3 free throws as the Heat trail by 4. All right, here comes Austin Reaves. Reaves finds LeBron. LeBron guarded by Bam. Ayton sets the screen. He gives it to Reaves. Here comes Austin Reaves. Drives in, gives it to Marcus Smart. Here comes Marcus Smart. Makes the basket over Kasper Siakam as the Lakers go up by 6. All right, here come the Heat now. Bam, goes for 3. That one rims off. Rebound goes to LeBron. Here comes Austin Reaves. All right, Reaves guarded by Norman Powell. Reaves gives it to LeBron. LeBron guarded by Norman Powell. Kicks it out to Marcus Smart. Here goes Marcus Smart. Blocked shot, and I think that should be goaltending. That should be goaltending. No? Instead, that's okay. They're saying it's going to be a block by Kel'el Ware. So Marcus Smart does not get the goaltending. Lakers still lead by 6. Here comes Bam, guarded by Ayton. This matchup should favor Bam. Here goes Bam to the lane, and he gets the basket. And the Heat are within 4. Here comes LeBron, gives it to Austin Reaves. DeAndre Ayton sets the pick. And Austin Reaves knocks down the 3 uncontested. Where was the defense on that one? Here comes Bam. Bam missing the basket. Rebound by LeBron. LeBron going coast to coast. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, LeBron James in this game has 15 points, 10 rebounds. He's nearing a triple-double, and yet he misses that free throw. So far, he's been 7-7 from the field. And LeBron goes 1 of 2 from the line. Right now, the Lakers are leading by 8 in this game. All right, here comes Bam. Bam steps back, knocks down the basket, and the Lakers lead is down to 6. All right, here comes Luka, guarded by Kasper Siakam. Luka now picked up by Kel'el Ware, and that's going to be a foul on the Heat. That's going to send Luka back to the line. Luka knocks down the first free throw. And Luka makes both free throws, so it's now an 8-point game for the Lakers. Here comes Norman Powell. Kicks it out. Gives it to Bam. Bam drives in. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. So far in this game, Bam is trying to get it into the paint, but so far he's been drawing fouls, and that's going to lead to a Heat timeout. The Lakers lead 108-100. And we are back. Score is 108-100. The Lakers have the lead. Bam will go to the line for 2 free throws. Bam knocks down the first free throw. Hold on, it seems to me we're having technical difficulties on our end. Hold on for a second. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Score is 108-101. Lakers still have the lead. Right now, referees were reviewing a challenge of sorts. Not sure what it was about. All right, seems like Pelle Larsson got fouled on the way down. Let's see who touched it last. Looked like it was last touched by DeAndre Ayton and not Pelle Larsson. So not only would that be heat ball, but it would be 2 free throws for Pelle Larsson. All right, so right now it should be heat ball. Unless the referees are still reviewing the challenge. So far, this game has been high scoring. For Luka Doncic leading the way for the Lakers. Sorry, so Pelle Larsson will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, so Pelle Larsson will go to the line for 2 free throws. Larsson knocks down the first free throw. And Larsson goes 1 of 2 from the line. So the Lakers lead is down to 6. All right, here comes LeBron, guarded by Norman Powell. Gives it to Luka. Luka guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka misses the basket. And I think he was fouled by Pelle Larsson. And it looks like the game froze again. Oh no, we're back on. So Luka Doncic will go to the line for 2 free throws. Luka knocks down the first free throw. And Luka goes 1 of 2 from the line. Rebound goes to Bam, and here comes Miami. All right, here comes Tyler Hero. Kicks it out to Davion Mitchell for 3. That one rims off. Rebound goes to the Lakers. All right, here comes Luka. Luka finds DeAndre Ayton. Kicks it out to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves going baseline. Gets blocked, but he gets fouled. So Austin Reaves will go to the line for 2 free throws. The Heat's defense right now looks stagnant. They're letting open players get some looks as well as getting to the baseline uncontested. Norman Powell got there a tad late, so Austin Reaves will go to the line for 2 free throws. Knocks down the first free throw. And he makes both free throws. So now it's a 9-point game for the Lakers. Right now, Austin Reaves has 17 points, shooting 5 from 11 from the field. And there's a Tyler Hero 3 in response, bringing the Heat within 6. All right, here comes Luka. Luka guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka backing down Pelle. Luka now guarded by Bam. Luka drives in. And it looks like Luka will go to the line for 2 free throws. Pelle Larsson can't believe that wasn't a foul on Luka. But yet, look at it again. He was jammed between Luka and DeAndre Ayton. So that should not have been a foul called on Pelle Larsson. I think Miami should challenge this one. All right. Yes, Miami will challenge this one. From the looks of things. Yeah, Pelle Larsson was sandwiched in between Luka and DeAndre Ayton. So that should be a foul on the Lakers. So we'll wait to see what the referees have to say. And we are back. After that coach's challenge, Miami did win the challenge, and they will have possession of the ball. All right, here comes Norman Powell. Gets fouled. So Norman Powell should go to the line for 2 free throws. That foul is going to be on Marcus Smart. All right, Norman Powell going to the line. Knocks down the first free throw. And Norman Powell makes both free throws. So the Heat are trailing by 4 in this one. All right, here comes LeBron. Kicks it out to Austin Reeves for 3. Rims off. Rebound by LeBron. Rims off again. And LeBron will go to the line for 2 free throws. LeBron missing the first free throw. And LeBron goes 1 of 2 from the line. So it's now a 5-point game. All right, here comes Miami. Davion Mitchell brings it up to the floor. Gives it to Tyler Hero. Here comes Norman Powell driving in. Loses the ball, and here come the Lakers. Luka now has it. Guarded by Pelle Larsson. Luka spins. Gets the basket, and now we have a 7-point game. Here comes Bam. Gives it to Davion Mitchell. Davion kicks it out to Bam. Bam thought about going for the 3. Here comes Davion Mitchell. Corner 3. Davion Mitchell knocks it down. And the Heat are within 4. Here comes Luka Doncic. Guarded by Pelle Larsson. All right, Norman Powell's picking up Luka. And Luka will go to the line for the and 1. And Luka makes the and 1. It's back to a 7-point game. Luka Doncic already with 48 points in this one. And another steal for the Lakers. And here comes LeBron. LeBron going coast to coast. Gets his shot blocked. But it's recovered by Luka Doncic. And he now has a 50-point game on his hands. And that will call for another Heat timeout. Erik Spoelstra is not loving what he is seeing. And he is livid. The Lakers right now, they have a 119-110 lead. This one has been all Luka in this quarter. It's now a 9-point game. Miami needs to respond in a big way. Here comes Norman Powell. Norman Powell gets the basket. It is now a 7-point game. Luka now has the ball. Luka guarded by Pelle Larsson. Norman Powell now picking up Luka. Kicks it out to LeBron. Here comes LeBron. Drives it to the lane. LeBron rims off. And that's going to be heat ball. All right, here comes Bam. Bam gives it to Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero gets the basket, and it's now a 5-point game. All right, here comes Luka. Luka guarded by Bam. And I think that's going to be a foul on Bam. That's a costly foul. And that's going to send Luka to the line. Yeah, Bam places his hands on Luka's throat. So that's going to send Luka to the line for 2 free throws. All right. Luka knocks down the first free throw. And Luka makes both free throws. It's back to a 7-point game. Luka Doncic right now with 52 points. And Tyler Hero knocks down the basket, and he's going to go to the line for the and one. Tyler Hero so far, he's been coming up with the big baskets. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. And that's a 3 from Luka. It's 129-121. Tyler Hero responds back, knocks down the 3, and it's now a 5. Ooh! That's a costly foul by Davion Mitchell. That's a why would you do that kind of foul? And that's going to send Luka back to the line for 2 free throws, knowing that both teams are in the bonus. So yes, that's a technical foul. So that will send Luka to the line. Luka knocks down that basket. All right, so now it's a 6-point game. Lakers will have the ball. Luka Doncic already with 59 points in this game. Dropping 59 on Miami is crazy work. All right, here. Luka loses the ball, but that's going to go out of bounds on Miami. And that's going to be another foul on the Heat. This time it's going to be on Norman Powell. This game has unraveled for Miami. Let's look at it again. Norman Powell shoving off Austin Reeves. So Austin Reeves will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, we're going to have ourselves a timeout. Looks like the Heat will challenge this one. So score is 130 to 124 Lakers. And we are back. The Heat's challenge is unsuccessful this time, as Austin Reeves returns to the line. And Austin Reeves will go 1 of 2 from the line after making that one. It's now a 7-point game. And oh my goodness. A terrible turnover for Miami, and that's going to be Lakers ball. Here comes Luka. Luka is now double teamed. And he's gonna call a timeout. So the Lakers will call timeout as they lead 131 to 124. And we are back. Score is 131-124. The Lakers have the lead. Lakers will have possession of the ball in the closing moments of the fourth quarter. Marcus Smart gets fouled, and he will go to the line for 2 free throws. All right, Marcus Smart goes to the line. Makes the first free throw. And he makes both free throws, and that should do it right there. Any chance of a comeback is gone as Kasper Siakam Jr. knocks down that basket. And that was a frustration foul on Pelle Larsson. That's going to send Luka back to the line. Luka missing the first free throw. And Luka Doncic goes 1 of 2 from the line. He now has 60 points in this game. And that's going to do it. The Los Angeles Lakers come away with a big win against Miami, 134-126. And yet another tough loss for the Heat. I mean, they started the first quarter hot, maintaining the lead, but then the Lakers started making the comeback in the second quarter, despite the Heat maintaining their lead. But by the third quarter and onwards, it was all Lakers. Specifically Luka Doncic, who had a 60-point bomb of a game against the Heat. To make matters worse, the Heat didn't look like they were playing at their highest. Most notably, Norman Powell. I'm not sure what happened between him becoming an All-Star and up to now. But Norman Powell, I don't know what's happened to him. And the Heat so far, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've dropped 3 in a row, and they're still in the play-in. Dropping 3 games in a row and possibly going to be in 8th place, that is not a good sign for the Heat. That is not a good sign for the Heat right now. I mean, the Heat should have added Kelly Oubre into the starting lineup for the fourth quarter alongside Bam. But again, what difference was that going to make even against someone like Luka Doncic? So right now, this is another tough loss for the Heat, who have been spiraling downward. All right. For the Lakers, Marcus Smart had 13 points. Austin Reeves had 18 points. LeBron James had a triple-double of 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. And Luka Doncic with a 60-point bomb. 60 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And for the Heat, Tyler Hero had 21 points. Davion Mitchell with 16 points. Pella Larson had 11 points. Kelly Ware with a near double-double of 14 points, 9 rebounds. I mean, I would have loved to see him in the fourth quarter doing much. Norman Powell, of course, he had 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists off the bench. And Bam Adebayo with a double-double of 28 points and 10 rebounds. Dropping 3 in a row, especially at a crucial time like this, where every game matters, is not acceptable. Especially for the Miami Heat. It is unacceptable. And it is intolerable right now. I mean, if you guys have any comments or questions regarding this game or about the Miami Heat, feel free to drop it in the comments. But like I said, unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. How is it that you were dominant in the first half only to let them come back in the second half through Luka Doncic and LeBron James? How was that inevitable? How was that inevitable? It's unacceptable. It's very unacceptable. So right now, the Heat, they have another game coming up. And they'll be on the road Saturday when they take on the Houston Rockets. That includes Kevin Durant and Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason. Yeah, that team, the Houston Rockets. The game starts Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And you can watch that on NBA League Pass and FanDuel Sports Network's Sun. Again, the Heat, the Rockets, Saturday night at 8 o'clock on NBA League Pass and FanDuel Sports Network Sun. If you guys have any comments or comments about the Heat game or have any questions, feel free to do so. If not, then I'll close the show. Yeah, this one bites even worse. But hopefully down the stretch for these next 4 games, the Miami Heat do come up with a 4-game win streak, or willing. But to everyone who's coming in and looking at the scoreboard, welcome. I'm Deron Butler, host of Heat Zone, courtesy of Kendall Sports Network. Yeah. You can see the final score right here. 134-126. Miami losing against the Lakers. And I don't know if this is how long this downward spiral is going to take for the Heat. But they need to bounce back in a bounce back way possible. They need to bounce back from this. It's unacceptable. Okay, see no comments for questions, no comments. All right, so that said, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, even though I was kind of in and out and had to take care of some personal reasons. But other than that, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in for tonight's game, following the scoreboard or my play-by-play. You know, I know I've been away for like a few weeks, but I'm trying to get back into the flow of things. You might see me again for other live streams from Kendall Sports Network. Maybe it's for a Marlins game, maybe it's for Inter Miami, or the future of the Miami Dolphins, or going over some draft NBA draft picks for the Heat, or even free agency in the near future. But like I said, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in for tonight's game. If you're out there in the world, I want you to look out for somebody, to look out for yourself, take care of one another, love each other, respect each other. Because right now, in these dark times, in this political climate, we all need each other to survive. We all need to lean on each other right now. Because you never know when that day comes. I'm Deron Butler, reminding you to always run through the paint. Take care. God bless. I love each and every one of you. And as always, go Heat. See you guys on Saturday if I'm not busy by then.